Guys, welcome. Have a seat at the scrying table with stuff. Come on in. We're a little bit in the dusk here and see what spirit messages may come through today. Right off the hop, we have the devil stepping forward. Somebody might be going through a change. A little bit of a heartbreak. So if you're resonating with me in this session here, thank you for stepping forward. Looks like you might be going through some sort of heartbreak, but it's of a perception or idea. Like I'm hearing, I think it was Jordan Peterson who said, or something along the lines of, don't quote me, let the idea die so it doesn't kill you, or something along that lines. Might have been a Capricorn in your life. Some sort of heartbreak. The rose quartz is also coming through, and the ruby. In regards to crystal healing or help, if that resonates, you may want to look forward. Eight of Swords, yeah, there is some sort of grief being gone through. So I am sorry for your heartbreak in whatever capacity it may be. Even if it's of an idea of an individual. Like we have this idea of what they're supposed to be. But it could just be a straight up, I say this kindly, like a widow walk. Perhaps you loved a lost one. Okay, so there's an alchemist on the bottom here, and the Three of Wands. If those mean anything to you, please follow it. But what I'm seeing as I'm scrying the cards, using them as the mirror, as this alchemist is understanding this grief, this identity imposter or idea that needs to go to be renewed through the cycle of death and life. There's a contemplation like, how do I want to proceed with this? But space is made. Like so much space has been made. And that can be uncomfortable when there's usually so much going on. Chaos and conflict. This may be in regards to a personal relationship if it's not an actual person that has passed on. That's not what it feels like. It doesn't feel like somebody has passed on, but it could be for you, or the spirit sitting across the table from me has stepped forward to say, I passed on. And I passed on leaving heartbreak. And I've left somebody a widow. So it could be from the perspective of the chair in front of me that you can't see, but it's right there. So, welcome. But there's an opportunity to alchemize the energies from the living to the dead. If this is an idea versus an individual. See the eyes in that gent's face? It's almost like, really, really? I am going to mourn. I'd rather go take all the swords from the heartbreaks and create a path. Create a path that brings me to contemplation, to alchemize this into what? Into what? Where are we going? Where is this alchemizing going of this grief? That card totally fell. Excuse me. Oh, there's a few cards down here. Okay, going into the Wanderer. And I think it's the Nine of Swords. Okay, so this is, I feel like this is where somebody's at now. Somebody in spirit is adding an elixir, like strength. I'm really seeing it as strength, because this contemplation of how do I proceed feels wandering in a reflective state. It's almost as if the toxicity or the chaos and conflict, without it, it's like, oh, what do I do with this space? What do I do with this space? I don't know. How long has it been since I've been here? So it feels a little vast. And the angst to immediately fill it is really close by. But that's not the point. To breathe and fill it with things of your happiness, like to create a wonderland. So you can look back upon the heartbreak of the spirit or soul who has passed on, the individual, and I see it like a harp. So at some point in time, you go through the memories and you can look through them almost peacefully, and it blooms. If this is an idea that has gone, it's like a reflection of, what do I want to grow here in honor of this individual that has passed, in honor of this idea that I let die so it wouldn't kill me. Holding on to an idea somebody might be holding on to an idea about an individual's position and applying perhaps traditional or common expectations, and it's just not working out. It's creating conflict. Okay, and we're moving through this to the Alchemist. I'd like to add on to the Alchemist here, if we may. Thank you. Page of Cups. So this feels very young again, which will bring about a vitality. Empress. Six of Wands, celebration. But it feels a little new, like walking the plank, Ace of Cups. Like walking the plank of a part of your personality. And as if I can see somebody walking back when they were young and so confident to explore. And it was almost as if, things weren't absorbed and held on to, as many adults we can tend to do. So there's this page coming through of emotional excitement and willingness to explore. Somebody's being handed like a blank slate or a new property. So maybe you'll be moving, or simply a new property in your mind or in your heart that is healing after this heartbreak. And I can see you gazing across this but bringing in the Page Cups of going, I want to wander for a little bit. I want to imagine. Now, if the spirit sitting across from me is adding to this, so thank you for your support in inspiring this message, as it probably applies to others. How wonderful that you might be building or doing something or buying something, creating, even if it's a corner or a photo frame, something in honor of this individual that has passed on. And it's like you'll be able to, flip like a flip book or something, or just something. It could even be if you get this new property, this person always really loved fish, so you might put a fish pond in there or get a fish tank, something really peaceful. And even from the idea of it, from the concept of it being an idea that had to let go, Chariot, and moving towards that. Moving towards being okay with letting the idea go, to be recycled. No, thank you. It's almost if not like not being defeated by adulthood. Does that make sense? Reconciliation. Happiness, passion, and compassion has come through. And bottom of the deck is clarity. Sorry, do you want to see these with me? Is that quasi-helpful for you? Compassion, passion, reconciliation, and happiness. As you're moving through this contemplation with compassion for yourself, it's going to bring about that landscape, that wandering, the page. Oh, that's the ace. I didn't even see you so sneaky. Look at those fantastic cups. Once it's reconciled with the wandering, willingness to wander with the page feel. So yeah, even though I'm, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, there's always a page present. There's always a page present that is willing to cup overhead and say, let's fill this with passion in honor of your individual that may have passed on, or in celebration of being intelligent enough, emotionally intelligent to have let an idea go. When this reconciliation happens, the happiness comes flooding in, like total sun, and that Empress Alchemist steps forward. It feels very individual to idea. So I don't know which landscape you yourself may fall into. I'm going to add in some scrolls here, because I love me ink. Oh, there we go. Okay. This is very much so on the earthly landscape here. Walking around incarnate and feeling lighter. There's, I don't know what kind of, I feel like I see them on top of maybe barns, or really what's coming to me is the show Lost. And at some point in time, there's a barn like way up, and there's a computer guy up there, or a radio guy. I can't really remember. But nonetheless, in this little bobble thing, like this antenna, but it's twirling on top. Feeling lighter while incarnate. And this really is, I see these light essences here, but there is some dark or grounding and just letting them go. It's part of that devil energy. It's part of the devil energy. And I'm seeing this as another devil energy. But a really big tripod. A really big tripod. And I see it as hands. Like, come and get it. But really, it's almost as if parts of you, as you're moving through this, to remain compassionate, because it's almost like one hand will say, I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really emotionally intelligent. Like, no, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Blah, 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 blah. And to come back to that center line, acknowledge both points of your personality. Alchemize, 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 alchemize. What leads you to happiness? What leads you to filling your cup? What makes you feel the most vitality in pursuing, as we can all acknowledge, especially if you are a widow, the immense amount of love that is there, but now it's heartbreak. And that needs to be moved through in honor of the love, because of the love. We don't necessarily grieve people, places, or things that we don't care about. Like, what a gift it is to love something or someone so much. But suffering doesn't, I don't know how that's coming through to say it without sounding douchey. It's like the amount of suffering doesn't necessarily reflect the quality or quantity of love. It is a spectrum, layers of ideas that have moved through from maybe something you care about to something you tried to create, maybe it didn't work out. And are you going to beat yourself up over it over and over and over? Or can you let it go and say, I'm going to let this be recycled and move on, so that I can be open to something else? And yeah, gracefully, there's a little grieving period there. And I don't mean little in measurement. I mean just, it's kind of like a kindness. But there's so much more on the other side. Detaching from drama and Kundalini energy. I feel like it's right on the widow. So somebody could be really in an acute state of grief right now. And if you are, I am sorry for your loss. Is that better? Okay. But know that you are surrounded with a golden orb of hope. Because moving through, if it's acute right now, it's almost as if this golden globe around you is nurturing your auric body, your emotional intelligence, to help you, to help you alchemize it, to move through it. And let it be like a harp. Somebody is saying that even on the other side, they too reflect upon the memories of the life and love lived. let us not forget. Somebody's earthly heart is hurting. And I'm going to try and close this out so I don't yammer on too long. Another scroll is coming in, that red fire. Very sharp and eclectic. Another devil energy. There's a conversation being had in regards to anger. So whoever may be moving through acute grief. But I also want to acknowledge that protective measure, that protective circle is still very much there. Don't be your own demon type thing, you know what I mean? Like drama demon. Feel the feels, go through the memories, feel everything in that raw state. Authentically, gently. Because it's already so powerful. Just look up. This golden globe around you is lit up because their passion for you is quite powerful. And there is nothing more in the clarity to know that spirit is helping to lighten your load. You are protected. As you both go through from spirit to earthly incarnate, are going through the transformation together. I feel like that's still very important. You're still together. If this is an idea, or an idea of an individual that is still incarnate, walking and talking, 2 feet in a heartbeat, I almost want to say the same applies. The clarity may be likable or not. The idea may have to be let go. Feel it. Grieve it. Lighten the load of carrying somebody else's inability, perhaps in this lifetime, in this moment, to meet those socially expectations or assumed roles and positions. Can you lighten your own load to not have be susceptible to cycles and drama? And let it go. Let them go with love and say, wow, this person is not fulfilling this role where it's well for us both. There might be a codependency somewhere, or maybe it's just simply unwell or unhealthy. To be in that space and breathe in a land with no drama for a moment. And protect what you do want moving forward. Peace. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope this serves and finds you well. Very much so. I'm honored, whether you're an incarnate soul with an idea of an individual, just an idea, or there is somebody that has most recently passed on and you're on the widow walk. You can request your own Rorschach reading in the link below. You can buy me a coffee or pop a PayPal, or just simply like, share, and subscribe to help a gal grow and continue opening up the seat here in front of me for spirits to step forward with the messages that truly are multidimensional and receive or release freely. Till next time.